Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are tackling literally the biggest mystery in the MCU right now. You know that massive clue the Russo brothers dropped about Avengers Doomsday? Well, it sparked an absolutely phenomenal master theory. Today, we're putting all the pieces together, figuring out exactly which universe Doctor Doom calls home, how he totally shatters the multiverse, and what his terrifying blueprint for Battleworld actually looks like.
So here is our visual roadmap for today. We'll start off with Doom's true universe, dig into the secrets of Earth-838, uncover Galactus's secret connection, map out Battleworld's master plan, and wrap it all up with a final moral dilemma.
All right, Part 1, Doom's True Universe. To really grasp the insane scale of Avengers Doomsday, we have to ask the million-dollar question that's been keeping all of us awake at night, right? Who exactly is Doctor Doom in the MCU, and where does he come from? To figure that out, we need to look closely at two wildly different alternate realities. And this brilliantly illustrates what we're dealing with, a tale of two very different Earths. On one hand, we've got Earth-838 from Multiverse of Madness. You remember it, that shiny, advanced utopia quietly managed by the Illuminati? On the flip side is Earth-828. That's the super cool, retro-futuristic 1960s reality. Moving right along to Part 2, Secrets of Earth-838. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the deliberate pattern in the Illuminati's roster. We've got Captain Marvel covering space, Professor X for mutants, Black Bolt for Inhumans, Mordo for the Sorcerers, Captain Carter representing the Avengers, and Reed Richards for the Fantastic Four. But did you ever notice there was an empty chair? Just sitting there. Who did it belong to? Well, the theory points incredibly hard right at Doctor Doom. I mean, think about it for a second. When we saw the Illuminati compound, it was heavily guarded by highly successful, perfectly functioning Ultron sentries. Over in the main 616 universe, Tony Stark couldn't even build a completely successful, non-murderous Ultron on his own. He was missing a very specific, ruthless kind of genius. So, those bots on Earth-838, they are a massive, hidden-in-plain-sight clue. They're very likely early Doombot prototypes, which totally proves Doom was already pulling strings in the shadows of this supposedly perfect utopia. But, Doom's perfect little setup was actually already a ticking time bomb. This brings us to incursions. Remember Reed Richards warning us that messing with another universe causes realities to literally crash into each other? Well, Earth-838 was already suffering from this slow-burn multiversal disease, and it was triggered directly by our very own Doctor Strange and Wanda Maximoff going on their brutal rampage. Which leads us to Part 3, Galactus's secret connection. Let's add the next huge piece to our detective board. In the new Fantastic Four movie, they fight Galactus. Now, logically, a giant cosmic being like that doesn't just disappear forever. But the Fantastic Four seem suspiciously chill about the whole thing. Why? Because they didn't actually destroy him. They just teleported him away to another universe. And the theory strongly suggests they dumped him right into the already destabilizing Earth-838. And here is where the massive twist comes in. In the Secret Wars comics, Doom gets his godlike powers from an entity called the Beyonder. But, as we know, the MCU loves to ground these wild comic concepts. So instead of the Beyonder, picture this. Doctor Doom is on Earth-838, helplessly watching his universe die from an incursion. Suddenly, a dying, displaced Galactus just falls right into his lap. Doom being Doom, he seizes the opportunity. He straight up absorbs the power cosmic directly from Galactus. Literally a total game changer. That kicks off Part 4, Battleworld's master plan. Okay, so now that he's brimming with absolute cosmic power, Doom puts his horrifying grand solution into motion. With Galactus's energy flowing through him, Doom's awareness expands, and he discovers something huge. Baby Franklin Richards, a mutant with literal reality-warping powers. Doom realizes this multiversal collapse can't be cured, it can only be managed. So he actually goes to Earth-828's Reed Richards to help build cannons that supposedly delay incursions. But, of course, Doom is lying. He knows it's just a band-aid. His true master plan? He uses these cannons to trigger controlled explosions across the multiverse. He intentionally wipes out specific universes, saving only the exact pieces he needs to stitch together his very own patchwork planet, Battleworld. See, the really crazy part is that Doom isn't just some mindless conqueror. This is incredibly personal. He's carrying a massive grudge against the people who doomed his reality. But he doesn't just vaporize his enemies in a rage. No, he plays the ultimate long game. To take out the massive threat of baby Franklin Richards, Doom literally steals Earth-838 Reed's entire life. On Battleworld, he's going to make Reed's wife and son his own family, completely erasing their memories. It neutralizes his biggest threat while serving up the most brutal psychological revenge imaginable. Cold, right? And then there's Doctor Strange. The contrast between these two is just fascinating. Our Doctor Strange is going to be absolutely eaten alive by crippling guilt, knowing he basically caused the incursion that destroyed Earth-838. Doom is going to weaponize that guilt flawlessly. While keeping his massive multiversal grudge a total secret, Doom manipulates Strange into working as his right-hand man. Strange will willingly serve under Doom, genuinely believing it's his only way to atone and keep Battleworld from falling apart. Finally, we arrive at Part 5, the final moral dilemma. This all builds to a completely Thanos-level philosophical conflict. You guys might have seen that specific symbol the Russo brothers teased online recently. A lot of folks thought, oh, it's just the flag of Latveria. But hardcore comic fans caught it immediately. It's actually the exact logo for the One World Under Doom storyline. It represents his global multiversal regime, and on the surface, it's a perfect utopia. There are no wars, no borders, free healthcare, free education. But the terrifying catch? Almost everyone's past memories and true free will have been completely wiped out by Doom's magic. Which leaves us with this impossible choice that Avengers Doomsday is definitely going to throw at us. When the heroes inevitably wake up and remember who they really are, what do? Will they actively choose to tear down a peaceful, perfectly functioning utopia that is keeping billions of people safe and happy, all just to get back their chaotic, messy freedom? I mean, would you sacrifice a perfect world just to break free from Doom's control? It's an absolute mind-bender. And honestly, that is the pure genius of Dr. Doom. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.